I guess it's live. I don't know. We're trying a new thing today. So if you're joining later, then, welcome. But it's going to be a little while we kind of just figure out how this whole thing works. Anyway, welcome everybody. 1K live stream. Yeah, it looks like it is working. Okay, it would appear that we are live. How about that? Live stream. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it is. Let's get rid of that. So apparently that's I like the thumbnail. The thumbnail for this live stream is really quite something. I wish you could see it. All right, so I'm just going to be letting people know that it's live. Okay. So it's been tweeted. It's been whatever else. Laura Fitzgerald, Josh, Horizon. Hey, everybody. It looks like it is working. So, Laura, you must be Fitz on the what's it? Discord. The weirdest thing, Discord. I cannot seem to get the name Discord into my head. I don't even have to think about it when I think about Reddit, YouTube, even like Twitch or Facebook. Obviously, Discord. We've been using it for like a year, a little over a year, maybe, and I cannot figure it out. So, whatever. Oh well. Okay, so Drew, welcome, Drew. So Drew just had surgery, and we're glad that you're. Okay. You're okay, but it sucks. From what you were saying, it's a longer hospital stay than I would care for. But anyway, so everybody cheer on Drew, because Drew is driving 7 hours on Friday with his wife for the sole purpose. The only reason is to come be a guest in this studio. There's nothing else happening. There's no Brandon Sanderson signings. There's no other activities around Salt Lake City. The only thing he's coming out for is to come on the show. So we're going to do something hopefully this weekend. I'm actually kind of thinking, Drew, this is the first year hearing of this, but we'll probably do something for like this weekend's show. So we'll figure out something else. Okay. So while you guys are in the comments, what I'm hoping for is, put some comments in there. We can talk about what we want to do with the channel. Now that it's got 1,000 subscribers, that's one step closer to me being able to monetize it. But the problem is I haven't been doing anything with the channel. I'm halfway through creating like a behind the scenes video, kind of a little explanation of, the equipment that we use and the process that we go through to make an episode. But I've been so busy, I haven't made a ton of progress on that yet. But, stuff like that, I'm hoping to put that up. But I'm curious about what sorts of things you would like to see me or us do, keeping in mind that scheduling is difficult. We're already, pushed to our limit trying to get people in for a couple episodes a week of audio. So anyway, with that in mind, I kind of want to discuss what we want to do with this channel. So let's see. Let's make sure I didn't miss anybody. Sean, Sharang, hello. Let's see. Matthew. Okay. Cosmere, you are here. Discord goes by its logo too much. I don't know quite what that means. The name itself rarely appears. Okay, yeah, maybe. All right. This one, I like this one. All right, Cosmere says we should do daily short fantasy book videos under the name Daniel Dreen. So yeah, that would be fun. He does, doesn't he do something? Oh, he just takes the E off, right? And calls himself Daniel Green for like some segment that he does or something else. I don't know. Drinking games. Laura, I have an image to maintain. No drinking games. Let's see. Horizon, not necessarily about this channel, but thoughts on the whole copy YouTube business. Touched on it briefly in Discord. find the whole thing interesting. I mean, it's interesting. I haven't studied it. All I know is that the potential for it to be unpleasant is certainly there, but for a platform as massive as YouTube, they won't want to really, they won't want to mess up their platform. And so it might be, especially at first, if there's, little things, little glitches or overzealousness on the part of some of their employees or the algorithm or something, then it'll work itself out. YouTube ain't going anywhere, so they'll figure it out. Okay. Little Red Book wants drinking games. Kyle's Cosmere Quest. Well. Okay, so here's this one. Sean says Ryan reads lots of extra stuff. Maybe he can contribute to the channel. Yes, he does. I don't know how he does it, frankly. He's just as busy as I am, but somehow he makes. I know he listens to a lot of audiobooks, and so maybe he just listens to them faster than I do. But yeah, he does get through a lot of stuff. So Ryan has talked about contributing to the channel, doing some videos. And so I don't know exactly what form that would take, but he is quite talented at video editing and all of that. So yeah, could be a good one. Laura, not to go all Sesame Street, but I should pursue what I like the most. Well, okay, so let's talk about that. Here's what I like. I really enjoy. I really enjoy kind of philosophical discussions. I like kind of essay form stuff. The only problem with that is that it takes a lot of time and mental effort, and so that's what I like, and that's what I would really enjoy creating. I wonder how much of an audience is out there for that sort of thing. I'm not. Maybe it is. I don't know. But I would really enjoy kind of how do I put it? There are channels where you can go get like the news of the day. Even if it's in the fantasy community, it's like, here's what's happening in fantasy news, and they'll tell you what the news is. I like to think of myself more as like an op-ed writer, or instead of like the news division at the newspaper. Or maybe like a, like a think tank pundit or something like that. Anyway, okay. Would it have to be stuff that's less heavy in editing? Yeah, it would. I would love to do like really well produced video essays with a ton of great B-roll and really professional voiceover and all that. That sounds great. But those take so long to produce that it would be impractical. So for those of you who don't know, I work on YouTube for my day job, which you would think would make it really easy to, then go ahead and do YouTube at home. And in a way it does. I mean, I understand a lot about YouTube, but it's the old thing about like, hey, you don't want to take your work home with you. And in some ways, the last thing you want to do when you go home is the same thing you were doing at work. So I kind of have to balance that a little bit. I really like YouTube, and obviously I like you guys, and I want to produce content for you guys, but it is something that I have to consider. I don't want to come home and then spend hours editing something for YouTube. Okay. Make a fantasy wheel prop and turn that into a video show. Oh boy. So okay, so I like this. Go all Professor Craig and go super deep on Middle Earth stuff. That's not a bad idea as far as a primer for the Amazon show, or a primer for those of you asleep in England. But the only thing about that, and the other thing I have to consider, is that there are a lot of channels out there that do that already, specifically for Middle Earth stuff. And so while Middle Earth is my passion, I would have to figure out some kind of angle that would be a little bit different, that wouldn't just be like, there already is a Tolkien professor out there, right? And so he, what's his name, Corey something. So he's kind of got that angle covered in a way. But okay. So Horizon says, how about a roundtable discussion where philosophy and politics meet literature? I'm personally really passionate and interested in politics, but that's one thing that I would prefer to leave aside. As you guys probably know from listening to the show, I love political history, I love political theory, I love political thought. But when it comes to the day-to-day, politics, I just in public, I don't really want to go anywhere near that stuff. So, all right. Middle Earth, but everyone is gay. Video essay. ASMR. That's pretty good. That is good. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. Did I ever show you the Wheel of Tangents? This is quite literally an IKEA Lazy Susan. I haven't even taken the tag off of the IKEA Lazy Susan. And this is what we spin for the Wheel of Tangents. So yeah, maybe I could build a really nice wheel and use that for videos somehow. Because this one's kind of crappy. That's just elves, Alex says. Nice. Lightning Tiger, the problem is that I feel like your strengths are in live streams and doing general discussions about certain topics. If it was video essays or the like, you'd need to outsource the editing. Yeah, just outsource it to Ryan, right? Just make him do it. I'll just hand him, 8 hours worth of footage of me talking into the microphone. Let him deal with it. I was trying to get Ryan on this one tonight, but he's actually in a play tonight, so he couldn't join us. Okay. Okay, I like this one. That's pretty good. Thanks on Hanks. So when I was in France, and I would introduce myself, Mormon missionaries are all called elder, right? If you've seen the Book of Mormon play, you know that, and they're all called elder. And so I'd introduce myself as Elder Hanks, and it without fail. Well, okay, I should say 99% of the time, literally, I would say my name is Elder Hanks, and they would say, "Oh, like Tom," just like that. Je m'appelle Elder Hanks, and they would say, "Oh, comme Tom," and I'd say, "Oui, comme Tom." Yeah. So Tom Hanks and I have a long, long history. I have an uncle actually named Tom. So there you go. Okay. So Cosmere says, invite guests on to do fantasy debates. Yes, I did one of those on Daniel Green's channel. I actually did 2 of them. And they were a lot of fun. But the second one ended up getting lost. The video data it got corrupted or something. So it didn't work out, unfortunately. And that was with, oh, dang, I got to look his name up. Oh, crap. It's another YouTube channel that I met the guy at JordanCon last year. I'll have to look him up. Anyway, but it was fun, and we rescheduled for a different day, and then the other guy had to back out or got sick or something, and so that's when Daniel and I did our latest video that came out yesterday. So, yeah, whatever I do want to get Daniel Green on a few times, see if we can do that. So, okay. Host my own debates. Well, and part of the problem, Alex, is that how do I put this? I want people to like me, and I'm not very likable when I debate. I have this thing. And it was remarked upon when I did the debate originally, a few months ago on Daniel's channel, that I come out of the gate pretty hard. Like when I debate to win. And I don't even really care what my position is, so long as it's not horribly immoral or something. but it's like I'm there to win, and I will tear somebody's argument apart and rebuild it from the ground up in my own image. And anyway, so debates, I think they're fun to do every once in a while. But if that was our channel, I don't know, might not go so well. Okay. Oh, okay. I love this one. Horizon, this is a great suggestion. This is, I'm actually going to give this some pretty serious consideration. I'm not rich, so I can't do a ton of traveling. But if we made that, I don't know, if we made that one of the Patreon goals, it might allow me to do that. Like, could I do that once a month? I don't know, but I love that idea so much. Ooh, okay, yeah. Everybody, tell me if you like that idea. I really like that one. Okay, so we're gonna come back to that. Let's see. Josh asked, "Are plays Ryan's main thing?" I mean, I don't know how to define main thing, but Ryan has been doing theater since high school. When I was in band, he was in theater. I eventually gave up my trombone, but he never gave up the stage. He's still on stage nearly constantly, either directing or playing. So, okay. Let's see. What booktuber content do you like? Might give us a good idea. I mean, I like Daniel Green's channel. I recently came across what's her name? Murphy Napier. I'm working my way through a few of her videos to see what I think. But to be honest, I create so much content, both the Legendarium and outside the Legendarium, that I don't have a ton of time to consume as much as I would like. So BookTube goes in that box, unfortunately. Fantasy debates would be cool, even if you debate it by yourself. I could do that. That would be fun. Okay. Tongue rot? Huh. I don't want to be a bother, but when should we expect more Dresden Files? I'll address this quickly. Blue Team just recorded White Knight last night. And so if you want, even during this live stream, maybe I can do a live edit and we can get that episode ready to go for next Monday. So that is ready to go. Okay, boxing match with Daniel. I could do that. My podcast persona is that I'm the mean one. I know. I'm working on that, okay? Little Red Book. Yes, I want people to like me, okay? I want people to like me. Actually, on a serious note, see, this is what I mean. I like digging into the philosophy of things. You know that thing when you, like we're in elementary school or whatever, and somebody would say, like, it doesn't matter what people think. You shouldn't care what people think. That's baloney. That is malarkey, and nobody lives that way. And if you do, probably nobody likes you. And that's no way to go through life. So it does matter what people think. Let one listener per week call in and debate a topic with you. All right, alienating one listener a week. Volunteer for tribute. Best Patrick Swayze performance. That's something to. I might write that down. I kind of like that. Okay, so you know what? Let's. I'm way behind on your comments. I apologize, but it's just the way it goes, I guess. Okay, so let's do a little of this. We've got live show book tour. What was the other one? What did I just say? Oh yeah, okay, listener listener debates. Oh, that could get messy. Alex, I don't get please like me energy from you. No, that's not what I mean. It's not like, we shouldn't all be desperate to please everybody all the time. But if you don't care what other people think of you, then your life is going to be a mess. Let's see. Come to Powell's in Portland. I would. I've been to Powell's 2 or 3 times. Quite enjoyed it. It is chaos, but chaos in a good way. So, a lot of times when I do when I do used bookstores, I like the smaller you know, kind of tiny bookstores, but you know, the quiet ones. But Powell's is awesome for a visit of a couple of hours. Okay. Tattered cover in Denver, absolutely. Internal Legendarium debates. That's what we do every week, right? Yeah, it's me versus Ken every week, or Ryan. Okay, Portsmouth Book and Bar in Portsmouth. Ah, nice. So yeah, Josh, it would be cool, but kind of expensive, as you say. That is true. But you know what? It's one of those things where if it was like a single night and I was getting good deals on tickets and hotels and that sort of thing, like with Patreon right now, it's like it's almost $200 an episode that our patrons are helping us with, which is fantastic. And right now, that's going. It's been going toward equipment, but we just kind of. I think I might be done-ish with equipment, with the exception of, you know, if we really pivot toward video, I might end up beefing up a little bit of our video capacity. But I think there might be something there, just Patreon-wise, where we could look into that. I don't know. We might not be able to do two of us going every time, but I don't think it's crazy. Okay. Okay, I like this. So Alex is saying to take that idea and make it a Patreon reward. So Patreon reward. One thing that's interesting about Patreon, and I apologize if you guys can't see this. What do I want? How do I escape? There we go. Let's beef this up a little bit. With Patreon, one of the things about Patreon that is a blessing and a curse is that with some rewards like this one, you might get somebody who wanted to, you know, come debate, and so they become a patron, and they're like, "Let me come on the show," and then they like yank their reward, you know, or yank their patronage right away. So you know, maybe we'd have to come up with a rule of like, once you're a patron for 2 months, you qualify, you know, at a certain tier or something like that. But I really like that idea. That's fantastic. Okay. That's the thing. I am kind of the mean one, Josh. Thank you very much. And it's kind of rubbed off a little bit. Unfortunately, I've created this kind of, you know, this. It's not like not locker room is the wrong word for it, but it's like a bunch of guys hanging out, guy friends, right? And so recently there was a thing that happened with Megan and the guys on the blue team where it was a little bit tense, and it was, and I kind of blame myself a little bit because they were kind of following my lead on the type of vibe they were giving to certain parts of the show, so I felt a little bit bad about that. Okay, so let's see. All right. Gosh, I am so far behind. You guys are commenting so much, I can't even keep track. Let's see, I haven't even read this. What about response videos? I remember you did one for a critic against the Tolkien movie a while back. Did that take long to make? No, it didn't take too long to make. That was... When would that have come out? Like late spring or something? So that would like March, April, somewhere in there. Yeah. So yeah, it wasn't too bad, and I do like that idea. So let's put that up here. Oops. Response videos. What did we say? Critics. Booktubers, podcasters, etc. So yeah, that's a possibility. I like that. As you know, I have no shortage of opinions. That's a thing. So, and that's one of those things where, oh, sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Are you planning on watching Star Wars as Legendarium or like you did with Avengers? Yes, I believe we are. Are tickets out yet? We haven't bought tickets yet. Yes, we have. Yes, I do have tickets. I'm going with Ryan. So I don't think we're going to watch it all as a group the way that we did Avengers, but we'll do an episode with as many people as want to come. Okay. So yeah, Horizon. This is kind of similar to what Daniel has been doing with his debate videos, where it's like other creators kind of battling it out, and he's moderating, and that might be a little bit more, I don't know, a little more palatable, so that it's not like, me fighting fighting our listeners every week. Let's see, where are we at? Patreon listener debates. What is? Oh my gosh. I'm really struggling. I got a new keyboard, and in some ways it's great, and it's taking a while to learn it. Okay. Where are we at? Greg is the moderator. Okay. Dusty Wheel. Yeah, okay, so Josh, Dusty Wheel is live streaming the Starsight release. No clue how he got that job. He just emailed Brandon's folks and said, let me do that. If we look up Dusty Wheel, I can tell you one thing. Dusty Wheel. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, maybe we could do it. Dusty Wheel, that guy lives just up the street, actually, just 1 or 2 towns up from me. So I believe I'm going to meet him next Wednesday. Okay. I believe Matthew just invited me to a hotel. Wow. Okay. So, I think I'm catching up. If you live stream from a store, that's publicity for them as well. Yep. Okay. Absolutely. Vetting process. Yep. I did see Cosmere that Lord of the Rings got greenlit for season 2. Yep. It's not that surprising anymore. I think that would have been really surprising like 3 or 4 years ago. But now the way that these content creators are making shows now, they have got their kind of algorithm dialed in, and they know to a certain extent. Obviously, they can be wrong, or certain things could blow up that they had no idea would, but they know what you're going to enjoy, and they know if what they're producing is quality. And so I'm sure they kind of took a look at what they had for season 1 and said, we're on a great track. People are going to watch this. Keep going. Season 2, just keep going. So that's what they're doing, like with the Apple TV Plus shows. A lot of that kind of green lighting season 2 right away. Do a response to the Empire are the good guys. Well, the problem is the Empire were the good guys. So my response would be an agreement. So that's the problem there. No, the original guy who did the Empire of the Good Guys, his name was Jonathan Last, and he wrote that essay back in, I think, 2002 for the Weekly Standard way back, and it was hysterical and probably only kind of tongue-in-cheek, and I would encourage you to go check that out. So Jonathan Last, The Case for the Empire, I think it's called. So yeah, you should go check that out. I wonder if I can find it. Okay, Jonathan Last, Case for the Empire. Oh, Washington Examiner. Okay. Oh, that's right, from the archives of the Weekly Standard. Okay, so here it is, the Washington Examiner. I don't really know anything about the Washington Examiner, but here it is. Yeah, the Case for the Empire. So go check that out and give it a good read. It's pretty good. And the problem is, it makes a lot of sense. So it's fun that way. Okay. All right. This is pretty good. It's your own fault. Okay. Oh, I like this. Okay, a mini episode on video when we start a new book series would be a good idea. This is a great idea. Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, I like that a lot. So one thing about the YouTube channel that I would like to do is be a lot more consistent eventually. And so I got to figure out ways that we can put out a video like every week, right? That's intimidating even just to say that. But so like we don't start a new book series every week. So that we wouldn't be able to do that consistently, but that would be a good one to fit in there. Okay. So, oh, good. Cosmere just got a Star Wars tickets. Good for you. Okay. Oh, yeah. Kind of a flashy invitation to join the regular episodes for more. Yeah, like a preview, basically, a trailer or something like that. This is a good one. More concise reviews of books we've covered. I do wonder about this a little bit. Because there's just so much booktuber content out there. One of the things that I'm always wondering about is what is it that we're contributing to the conversation? What is it that we're contributing to the book world? And that actually used to be a lot easier to answer when we started the Legendarium in 2014. It was late 2013 when we started recording, and nobody was doing what we do, at least not quite the way that we do it. And so it was pretty easy to say like, oh yeah, no, this is content nobody's providing. But now there's lots of book podcasts out there, tons of book podcasts that are covering similar topics. And so even now it's like, so what's the point of us? So it's something I think about sometimes. Anyway, but my point is with this one, with concise reviews of books we've covered, I like that idea. I would just need to come up with some kind of different angle for the way that we would cover that versus the way other people already cover it. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I know, Alex. This is the part where I hang my head in shame, kind of, because I know that we should do a better job of that. And I will say that I think we would do a better job of that if it were still just me and Ryan. We would probably have a lot better idea of what's coming up and when. But as it stands now with two teams and everybody's reading at a different pace, and this movie came out, we gotta hit that, and oh shoot, I forgot about this book release, we better fit that in somewhere. So often that just gets blown up every time we try to do it. And so I can give you some idea of what's coming up. And I should probably put like at least a vague outline, maybe on Reddit, or somewhere else. But yeah, I apologize. I would like to be really, really good at that. We just haven't been. Let's see. Oh, perhaps as a graphic or Chiron you could put under the housekeeping. Oh, you're talking about on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so if you want to know what's coming up right now, I can tell you Blue Team is going to, now after White Knight, they might do one more kind of Dresden wrap-up to talk about where they're at now with the series. And then they are going to move on to The Expanse. That's what it is. They're doing The Expanse. And Ryan and I don't know who else, Stephanie, we might actually poach Megan from the Blue Team eventually, because she would like to do a Lord of the Rings reread. And she and I were kind of briefly talking about her possibly joining us for that. So we're going to finish Lightbringer, and then we've got to finish The Hobbit, because we started The Hobbit and got halfway through and haven't been back for a few months. So we'll have to finish The Hobbit, and then we're planning to go back to The Lord of the Rings. And I think that would be a good opportunity for us to start to really shift heavily toward video. And so even if that's just filming our discussions and putting those on YouTube, maybe we do it live, maybe we don't. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's what's coming up, and that should take us through the next several months, honestly. So we will see. Okay. Okay. Top 16 Mistborn medals ranked. All right, everybody, we're ranking Mistborn medals. Yeah, that's. Did you see the Mistborn medal dice that have come out? Those look cool. Okay. You're not the only one, Horizon. I would also love to do a Goodreads. I have. So we started our social media life started on Facebook, and I don't really do much with Facebook anymore. Only every once in a while, and then we got on Reddit. Reddit was wonderful, is wonderful, but it's like as soon as I shift my attention, it's like I went to Reddit and I started really working on our presence on Reddit, and then Facebook suffered. And then it's like everybody says, hey, do Discord. And so I'm like, all right, let's start a Discord. And Kiptan helped us with Discord. And now we're on there. And it's hard for me to like remember to go maintain our Reddit presence. And so it's like, all right, Goodreads sounds great. But once I really dive into Goodreads, I might not come up for air for these other platforms that we already have. So it's kind of a trade-off there. Okay. That's pretty good. 10 types of spren you'd hate the most. Let's hear your worst spren, everybody. I'll put the best ones on screen. Okay. Sorry, I didn't read the rest of this. I think the listeners are a major strength of the podcast. I agree. You're focused on us. How about a way to vote on social media platforms for who we agreed with most, and that panelist makes a video? I like that. Okay. So it's almost like making a video as a punishment, or a reward, I guess. But your reward is to do a lot more work. But I like that. That's kind of funny. Okay. I'm going to have to go back through these comments, you guys. There's so many comments. Where are we? If Goodreads did a recode. Maybe that's part of why I don't love Goodreads. I just can't figure it out. I don't like being on Goodreads. It's not pleasing in the way that it's pleasing to be on like Instagram or something. Like the UI on Instagram is nice. The Goodreads, it's loud and confusing, and I don't want to be on there very much. Okay. Oh my gosh. Ken Spren. Oh yeah, Poop Spren would be bad. Ken Spren would be the worst. So it's like every time Ken wanders in toward the studio, like these Ken Sprens start coming through the walls or something. That would be something. Okay. More likes on the stream. I don't know what that means. More likes on the stream. You'll have to explain that one. I'm not sure. So yeah, everybody, hey, look, your bathroom humor. Come on, people. Be smarter. Of course, Poop Spren would be funny, but Fart Spren, Poop Spren. Okay. I'll hopefully work on Goodreads group. Does that mean for you or for us? You haven't done enough for us on Reddit. Okay. Oh, that's just mean, Matthew. That's mean. Okay. I have not watched Daniel Green's videos about Goodreads. I have not. Multiple videos where he just records himself breaking Goodreads, trying to accept friend requests. That's funny. That's funny. So, okay. Liespren would be crazy. So, isn't that a real thing? Isn't that what pattern is? Or something along those lines? He's not a Liespren. What is he? Okay. So, Josh, you're talking about doing a Goodreads group for us. You already did your own group and got like 2 people. So, what is a Goodreads group? I do not understand. So, educate me in the comment there. I think the comments are over there for you guys. I need to like flip this video or something. A cryptic. Thank you, Bridge4. What is a Goodreads group? I think I'm even a member of one, but I think I like unsubscribed from the emails or something. Okay, cryptics are Liespren. All right. So yeah, help me understand. Is it just like where people get together? Is it basically just a book club, an online book club that you type out instead of talking? And what? So what? And help me also understand what would Goodreads do for the podcast? Because we already have, I mean, we have Reddit, we have Discord, we have places where we can go as fans to talk with each other about the books that we're reading. And it seems like that's what Goodreads is for. But is there something else to it? Would it, is a Goodreads group a way to attract more listeners? Is it, or is it just another place for us all to migrate again to go chat about more stuff? Okay. A group is like a group of people that can talk together about books. You can see what the group is reading. Online book club sounds like a great description. Yeah, the one thing I do like about it is that it would be probably an easier way than I've managed so far to do to let people know what we have coming up. So I do like that about it. So Tongue Rot, you're saying it would. Am I saying that right? It would attract more listeners, you think? So yeah, it is. I'm always interested in attracting new listeners. Believe it or not, people do stop listening to the Legendarium, so we gotta backfill. Okay. Some groups let you vote on future books. Wouldn't want to migrate there permanently. Yeah, it's one of those things where, eventually I would have to, like, I would need to maybe turn that to you guys and just say, I am saying it right, tongue rot. Okay. So I would need to turn that to you guys and say, if you would like for us to have a presence on Goodreads, then basically you can handle that and just ask me on Discord or on Reddit what's coming up, and you can kind of put it in our queue. If you guys are willing to do that, then I can be responsive as far as what is coming up and what episodes we have planned. But I have to admit I'm pretty strapped for time already. I'm thrilled to even be able to do this live stream tonight. Honestly, it was one of those nights where I looked around and I was like, I have a couple free hours. So, how can you stop something so good? So yeah, it's easy. I don't know how to do it. I suppose I'm probably crazy for having gone this long. 6 years on the Legendarium, a long time. Some might call it compulsive, maybe. Okay. Do we have any new author shelves coming up? We don't have any hard scheduled, but I need to email Larry Correa back. You might remember him from Monster Hunter International. Is that what it's called? Monster Hunter. Anyway, so Larry Correa maybe. And who else do we have? There was one other. Oh, I talked to Lee Modisett a few months ago, and kind of decided not to pursue that for reasons. And I talked to Brian McClellan, who was not terribly interested at the time. So yeah, I think that probably the biggest name that we have on the docket right now would be Larry Carrillo. Yeah, we'll see. Little Red Book, you've been listening for 8 months. I'm so glad you're here. I really am. Hey, that's mean. Okay. So yeah, this is something, keeping track of what we're all reading and making suggestions, etc., is the biggest benefit. This is something that happens all the time on Discord, and so yeah, if there's another place to do that, yeah, if you guys want to start like a Legendarium group and you want, logos and stuff, email me. I can help you out with that. You loved the Brent Weeks episodes. That's great. I'm glad you like that. I'm glad that we got so much out of Weeks week. I wasn't quite expecting that, but we did the author's shelf. We had him spin the wheel, and we did the Burning White. It was a fun week. And then I also got to do the audio version of his book tour speech, which was really good. If you haven't listened to that, you should go look it up. His book tour speech was really great. It gives a lot of insight into his process, and I think a lot of other people as well. Okay. So this is something I've thought of doing. Read bad books on purpose. Have you guys ever watched Best of the Worst? If you haven't seen Best of the Worst, it is absolutely delightful. Okay, so here we go. Best of the Worst is Red Letter Media. If you're not familiar, you should be. But I've often wondered. So they sit around and watch crappy old straight to VHS movies from the 80s and 90s, and then talk about them in a roundtable discussion. And I've thought, that would be a lot of fun to do with like crappy sci-fi books from the 50s or something. So that would be a lot of fun. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. Imagine if every childhood crush was betrayed by Crush Sprint, showing up like a crowd of roses. That's good. Yeah, I like that. Did we ever reach out to Abercrombie? Yes. A long time ago, we reached out to Abercrombie. I never heard back. But now that we've had Brent on, I kind of feel like Joe Abercrombie is obligated to come on the show now, just to make sure that Brent doesn't get one up on him. And so maybe I'll have to email him again and be like, hey, Brent was on the show. He was amazing. He's everybody's favorite author now. What are you going to do about it? Maybe we'll do that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I did like that Patton Oswalt one. That was pretty good. Okay. So let's, I'm going to address this question in just a moment, but first I really need something to drink. My throat is getting sore. Okay. Where are we at? Oh, sorry. How do you feel about the upcoming Wheel of Time TV show and the new Dune movie? I have no opinion on Dune, other than, I'm interested in it as a consumer. But I've never read Dune. I don't know much about Dune. I know enough about it to make jokes about, the giant penis emperor on the cover of God Emperor of Dune, or, spice jokes or whatever. But the spice must flow and all that. But I don't really know anything about it. And so am I excited for it? Yes, I'm interested in it. I'm excited for it, but I'm not invested in it. The Wheel of Time show, I kind of addressed this with Daniel yesterday, 2 days ago. But when it comes to shows like that, I understand. I mean, look, we were all around for Shannara. We all know how bad it can go. And yet I don't feel I don't feel like it's a good idea to dwell on that or to assume that anything's going to be bad. So that one I'm excited for. I'm happy that it's happening. I hope it's good. And if it's not, then we can just kind of write it off and go back to the books and enjoy those. So, yeah. When it comes to books, I tend to just not invest too much in the adaptations together with the books. It's like if I love the book and I love the adaptation, great. If I love one and don't like the other, that's really no problem for me. Okay. All right. Look like Diet Pepsi. This black cherry citrus fresca, because I'm not white enough, so I need to drink a fresca, apparently. Yeah, was I hiding it? Yeah. Oh, speaking of free marketing, I just emailed these guys, not Fresca. I emailed these guys to see if they would want to sponsor the show. And I'll show you. This is a candle, a scented candle. My wife gave me my Christmas present a little bit early this year because she wanted me to enjoy it in the studio, during the Christmas season. These are scented candles from a place called Frostbeard Studio. And Frostbeard Studio, you can go look them up, but hold off on that because I'll tell you why. Anyway, this one is called The Inklings. Maybe you can read that. Yeah, there you go. Cider, oak, and pipe tobacco. And I'll tell you what, that ain't bad. It's pretty great. Anyway, they call them book lovers soy candles. And anyway, and they do all these like bookish scents. And in fact, there's one I think that's called like Old Bookstore or something like that. And I absolutely adore this one that I've lit up. And so I emailed them and I was like, you guys got to sponsor the show. And if they email me back and we get them to sponsor the show, then you all have to go buy their candles. You got to do it. So, all right. Is it a man-scented candle? You darn right it is. Pipe tobacco. Okay. Please do a His Dark Materials review. Are you talking about the books or the show? Yeah, that's one that we should do. I mean, I know we should do it, but it's kind of one of those ones that, like, because we did Narnia, we should do His Dark Materials. Because as I recall, His Dark Materials was basically Philip Pullman being like, screw you, C.S. Lewis, and your Christian apologia. I will write these books instead. So, you want me to do the show? Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Which one is that? That's HBO or Amazon? HBO, right? Yes. Your wife's sensitive to smell. Well, that's why you build a studio separate from the house. Yes, exactly. Cosmere, consider thinking about maybe looking it up online. Perhaps. All right, good. So give me more HBO and BBC. Okay, great. That's a chick. It's a candle. Tied the man children's scent. That's funny. I'll tell you what, I put my kids to bed tonight and I don't know what was going on. I don't know but it wasn't the man child. It was the girl child who stank to high heaven. I was like getting her ready for bed. I was just about to put her in bed and I was like, no way you smell this bad. So I put her in the bath. That's why I was a little bit late to this stream. Anyway, so where was I? Something about His Dark Materials. Oh no, I was gonna say, don't forget to keep putting in suggestions for what kind of videos you guys want me to make. If you have any more bright ideas, any more lightning strikes, put it down. Did you answer mine about Lightbringer? I don't know if I did. Can you Remind me. What did we answer? What did you bring up about Lightbringer? I might have missed it. Apologize. Okay. Let me pull that back up. Okay, we've talked about doing listener debates, response videos, concise reviews of books we've covered, and live show book tour. Ooh, man, I like that. Okay. Seth, YouTube didn't notify you? Hit that bell icon, man. Gotta hit it. Smash that bell icon. Okay. If Lightbringer was adapted, how would you want them to adapt it? If Lightbringer was adapted. Okay. Unpopular opinion time. If Lightbringer was adapted, here's just off the top of my head. I'm happy to change my mind or to be, convinced otherwise. Let me see how far. Oh, it's a little too low. Yeah, my mic's up here for some reason. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if Lightbringer was adapted, here's my unpopular opinion. I would want it to be. I would want it to be an adaptation that is not true to the source material as far as just the amount, the length, the epicness, because I think that I'm coming to feel like that is best kept to books. I'm not sure that today's filmmakers or showrunners are up to the task of seeing an epic fantasy all the way through. That's one thing that makes me nervous about Wheel of Time. So, with that in mind, Lightbringer, I've really enjoyed Lightbringer, and it will always just be there for me to enjoy. So, if they did an adaptation, I would want it to be a movie adaptation, and I would want 3 films to tell the Lightbringer story. So they would chop a whole bunch of stuff out, and it would make a lot of people really upset. But that's my first instinct. Again, I'm happy to be talked out of that. But my first instinct is to say there's a core story in there that you could get through fairly quickly. If Lightbringer, light spoilers. This is not. I'm not going to get into anything, but you've got one main character who really is on the upswing, and is kind of, conquering the world, so to speak. You've got another main character who is going through a lot, and, falls from the highest heights and all of that. And then you've got, maybe you follow another character, but I think you could probably keep it to those 2 storylines and how they intersect with a few of the others and do it in 3 movies. So, okay. Do the unpopular opinion video series. Yeah, maybe I should. Yeah, that's how you get subscribers. So far, the special effects can be done with really bad CGI and be pretty accurate. That's funny. There's a Daniel Green video on Lightbringer, kind of like how the Lightbringer magic system works, and so you can check that out. Maybe search his channel for it. He would have put that out about a week before the release, so sometime around October 15th, if you want to check out Daniel Green's channel. It would have been around there somewhere, I think. I think he put that out a week or so before. Okay. Okay, I like this. Some top 5 lists. What does that remind me of? What movie was that? High Fidelity. Top 5. What's your top 5? Top 5 lists. So let's put that down here. Okay, cool, good. I like that. Okay, you think it would work as an anime? It could. Okay. It is weird that you usually agree with my unpopular opinions. Yeah. I might just be the only one who's willing to say it, but everybody thinks it, right? Top 5 Jack Black roles. Okay. See that? I got it. I saw it. On a whim a few weeks ago, or yeah, I guess it would have been two or 3 weeks ago. On a whim, I went and checked out. I was like, I wonder what he has in his store. You know, I've been on the Sanderson store before, and I saw this. And I had no idea that that he still had copies of this to give out. So it's actually just the regular hardcover. It's the same one you would get anywhere, but he had his own covers printed and just kind of put those around it. So yeah, it was really sweet actually, because Ken and I were lucky enough to have dinner with Brent and his wife Christy at JordanCon, so we got to know them a little bit there. We went to the Lightbringer signing. Obviously, we had Brent Week's week. We had the author shelf and all of that stuff, and I helped him out with the audio for that speech that he gave. And so I didn't tell him that I was ordering this because I just saw it and I was like, oh shoot, I gotta have that. So I just ordered it real quick. And it was so sweet. I got an email. It was like, hey, is that you? Did you just order this? And so he inscribed that and sent it out to me. It was really nice. Okay, but I will say this. So Brent, you know, they did the original cover and then they started doing these other covers, and he's like, I like that one better, and me too. I thought this was a better style, and so he went and had this one commissioned. But as he will tell you, it wasn't until they got it back that they noticed that the stripe here is in the wrong place. All the other ones are up top, and the stripe on number 1 is down low, and so it doesn't quite work with the other ones. It's annoying. That's okay. Okay. What video with all of you? What video? Just posted what? Is there a video trailer for the books out there somewhere? Which books? Okay. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Ilian Tier, have you heard of the Shardcast podcast? If not, they are a podcast for all Brandon works. Yes, I have. I have heard of Shardcast. Yes. I'll tell you what, I really love those really dedicated podcasts like that one, or like the White Tower, or whoever. You know, there's a lot of things out there that are dedicated to a certain series or a certain author, and it allows us to feel a little bit better about bouncing around and not diving super duper deep into all of these things, because if anybody wants that, we can just say, oh yeah, go listen to Shardcast or whatever. So okay. Okay. Variation on the top 5 list. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay, Drew, go get some rest. Thanks for joining. Happy recovery. Good luck. Okay. Oh, my back's killing me. On this podcast, we review The Hobbit 1 sentence at a time. Yeah, I don't have the patience for that. I don't have the patience to do what somebody like Shardcast does. Okay. So we've been going at this. Oh yeah, that's right, Josh. You are occasionally on Shardcast. Yeah. we're about an hour into this. I feel like I've got a few pretty good suggestions. And so I'm thinking at this point I might go ahead and edit next weekend's episode. If you guys would you like me to keep the stream going while I do that edit, and you can I can put it up on screen and we can do that together, or would you want me to pull the plug on this live stream and head out? Geek Fest Rants podcast. Well, you guys are shameless pluggers. Okay. Yes, Seth, new Lord of the Rings episodes happening. Yes, still. Oh, sorry, I need to take that off the screen. There we go. Okay. So, I'll tell you what, I will get that going, and yeah, you guys stick around if you want to, right? And if it looks like everybody's dropping off, we'll just call it for the night. Okay. Here's White Knight. All right. So we've got all three people. Oh, hey, they all talked about the same. That's kind of cool. Usually you can tell which one's which because Todd has the most speech, and then Ken has the next, and Megan has the least. Okay. Yeah, Seth, right? Exactly. Yeah. All right, Alex, you're heading out. You watching C-SPAN. What is it? Your job? Why would you do that? What? Why? That's terrible. Why would you do that to yourself? Oh well. Good night. Okay. Does whatever cause issues when editing tongue rot? I'm not sure. Okay, we want. Okay, there we go. Yeah, if you guys have any questions about the editing process, let me know as we go through this. I think this was something we need to take out. Here, let me get my headphones. Ooh. Okay. Disparities in talking, somebody talking too much, more than others. No, that's just how the conversation went. On the red team, I tend to be the most verbose, like Todd is for the blue team. It's just a personality thing. So I do try to back off a little bit. Tell me, you guys, if this comes through and if it's too loud.
In that porn film.
That was my other favorite, where he goes back to Molly. Yeah. In Thomas's case, he was nearly sacrificed.
Okay, well, yeah, I marked this for some reason. I think this was just like oh. I think that was just a long pause that I wanted to get rid of.
He goes back to Molly. In Thomas's case, he was nearly.
Okay. Let's get rid of some of that. Okay. So, got that. Okay. So this one is for White Knight, and apparently there's something about like something porny happens, much like, what was the book? I haven't read these, so I can't remember, but I remember listening to them talking about the one that takes place on a porn set or something. The J-Pod of fantasy podcasts. Yeah, I try not to do that, but I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Anyway, yeah, I try not to be too overbearing, but you know, it is a thing where it's like, oh, whoops. we don't want too much, dead airtime. And so if somebody's going to not talk for a while, I'm going to fill that space. It's just going to happen. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else. Could have sworn there was something else. Oh, well. So this should be, usually the first marker is where the show starts.
Welcome to the Legendarium. This is the blue team. We are on episode 254.
That's how loud Todd's voice is the other mics pick him up that much. Even if we just listen to this one, he's pretty clear.
Welcome to the Legendarium.
Todd has also spent much of his life on stage, and he sings in a choir, so he's really learned how to project, right? So he gets picked up a lot on the other mics. But we don't want to get rid of that just yet. Okay. Good. I think that's everything. Let's make sure that's all stuck together. Yep, that looks pretty good. So I am going to pull in the intro and outro. I want you guys to vote. Is there even a vote? Is there like a vote button on here somewhere? Who should do the blue team intro? Do you want Todd, Ken, or Megan to do the welcome to the Legendarium at the very beginning? Let me know. And I will pull up their files here. There. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, shut up. Okay. That one. Megan. I've got 2 Megans. So, speak now or forever hold your peace. It's probably going to be Megan. Everybody loves Megan. All right. All right, sounds good. We got Megan. So, let's do this one. This is going to go over here. It's going to go here. Okay. Let's see how that sounds. Oh, wait, we don't want her to be drowned out. All right, let's try that.
You're listening to the Legendarium Blue Team. You have chosen wisely. Please go to patreon.com/legendarium to support the show.
Good, that's all right. I'll probably back this up just a little bit. Okay. Let's give that both ears.
You're listening to the Legendarium Blue Team. You have chosen wisely. Please go to patreon.com/legendarium to support the show.
Okay, good. And that reminds me, now we need an intro blurb kind of thing. Okay. So let's see. If we want to find something, we gotta find something where they're laughing a lot. So this is clearly Todd laughing like crazy. So let's hear what was said right before that.
An email address, and I keep forgetting to ask Craig if that's actually true. So if you've been emailing me, I'm really excited to read it someday, and I will respond
once I find out if it's established.
Yeah, if you've ever tried to email Megan, we only get 5 email addresses, and they were already taken up by the time she came along. So I wasn't able to get her own email address. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, is like Todd laughing like crazy or something.
Look a lot like the Carnage wrought in White Knight. It's not, Thomas. It's just not.
Okay. There's got to be something funny that happens here.
And you can with just a kind word. Let's discuss.
But what about Volcanomancy?
All right. Who's that howling in the intro? Lightning Tiger. That is, if I've never shown you this before, that is this Filter. Is a Norwegian artist. Makes electronic music. So that comes out of this one, the Blossom Chronicles. So you can go look that up. It's called Adventure Time. That's the song that comes from. So there you go. Okay. Do you usually pick the blurbs or do they ever suggest them? Yes, they often do suggest them. Usually Ken has markers put down for things that he might suggest. It was just this time I was sitting in the chair and got them started. They were all on the couch. And so then I went inside. So I didn't listen to most of the episode while they were making it. So this time I'm going to hunt for something. It's not hard to find where Todd is laughing.
Punching.
So many.
The fact that he could just pile layer on layer of punch.
20 chapters.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that he could just pile layer on layer of punching.
So many different variations.
It really was. I mean, we say punching more than we probably should, but this was good old fashioned. Let's get to the punching type action. It was just
okay. So that's a pretty Ken thing to say. That's a candidate, I suppose. Welcome to the Legendarium, where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. Exactly. Just like this live stream. It's like, hey, if you've stayed for an hour, stick around, I guess.
It's exciting.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're very sweet to say so.
I know.
there's a lot of love here tonight.
And when all three of us agree on something, look out. So what was the biggest?
Okay. So it's pretty good.
Say Marconi. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember now. It seems like it says Marconi, but
They argued about that name forever. Okay. Here we go. You thought I was the one howling in the intro. I wonder how many people think that. That's funny. No, that I am not the one howling in the intro. That is part of the music. that would be quite the way to start the show, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Of Murphy looking at him and saying, "You're a platinum member at the at this brothel," and he's like, "Don't blame me. I don't know anything about it."
Apparently.
Well, that was it. Yeah, it was.
All right. I think that one might work. Let's see.
You're a platinum member at the at this brothel, and he's like, "Don't blame me. I don't know anything about it."
Apparently.
All right. So exactly. Okay. Josh, how many people thought it was me? Why would I howl at my intro? Okay. Hopper. Oh, Little Red Book. Hopper is howling. Oh. Okay. So here we go. Let's copy that and take it back. Put it about right here. And that looks about right. So let's put it up just a little bit.
You're a platinum member at the at this brothel, and he's like, Don't blame me. I don't know anything about it.
Apparently.
Okay, that'll do. And then we just scoot this right up. Let's see how that sounds.
Welcome to the Legendarium. This is the Blue Team. We are on episode 254. Who'd have thought that this would have gone for 254 episodes?
Me.
All right, so that's pretty good. Here we go. I understand, Josh, that I am not normal in my love for Scandinavian electropop. I get it, but something about it speaks to me. So. The timbre does sound a little like my voice. The timbre of the wolf howl. So this is funny. So with this thing, Blue Team does laugh a lot, but that's good. I like that they laugh a lot, and they do have a really like different energy, I think, than the Red Team, and I'm all for that. I am all about that. I will say, how many of you listened to the Neverending Story episode? Because I thought the amount of kind of nervous giggling in that one was incredible. That was really something. Okay. Let's see, Tongue Rot. Why not do a smaller video where you theorize good casts for characters, like casting choices, if they made movies or shows out of books you've talked about? Dresden's getting a show, could make for bridge content. So like casting ideas. Okay. Yeah, no, that's I could see that being like a one-off. I don't yeah. Oh yeah, okay, so you did say smaller video, not videos. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so this is the intro and the outro. So we're going to get rid of the intro. We're just going to chop that right off. And then the outro, I've taken to putting a lot less outro on than I used to. But I do need to figure out where we actually end.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Okay,
that'll work. Yeah, I think they just walked around a little bit after that. Okay. What about there? It might be a lot. Well, we try that.
Yeah. I can't say it with a French accent.
Oh, Craig.
There's video out there of Craig shaving your head.
There is video. That's
Yeah.
true. But he was certainly not getting any joy from that experience. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
That'll do. And then I've kind of taken, like I said, I've taken to doing less outro. So oops. So let's cut that right there. That'll work, and then we'll fade that out. Cool. Oh, whoops. Whoops. Let's make sure that's grouped. Get rid of this one. All right, so this is number 254. This little thing that I'm putting in right now, this is what shows up like on your car stereo, or if you still had an MP3 player like an iPod or something, the ID3 tags is what comes up there. So 254. This is White Knight with no K, right? White Knight. Dresden Files number. Somebody help me out. This is Dresden Files number what? 9? 8? 9? I can look it up, but you can tell me while I'm doing this. Okay. Lightning Tiger, I could never be a storytime animator. I do not have the patience for animation. I just don't. Megan! Megan is here. Number 9. Thank you, Megan. Everyone say hi to Megan. Okay. Right. Dresden naming conventions, 2 words, number of letters, same number of letters, some sort of double meaning or pun. Right. But not all of them are a pun. So that's what confuses me. Sometimes it's a pun, sometimes it's not. Okay. 254, White Knight, Dresden Files number 9, the Legendary Podcast. Okay, I think we're good there. So let's save that. And then export that. Here we go, MP3s. Oops, oh, shoot. 254, White Knight. All right. You guys do not need 192 kilobits per second. That is just not necessary. So, good. Done. Okay. Well, that's taken a while. There you go. All right. You guys have all now been witness to the entirety of the editing process. So, Megan, you'll have to tell me if you're still lurking. You'll have to tell me if there was anything that I missed as far as like, was there some egregious swear word that Todd let loose with that I need to go bleep out? You'll have to tell me. Okay. So, good. We're good there. You guys, I'm happy. I feel like not only did we get to do a live stream, but we did something productive. How about that? It's always nice to be productive. Let's see. Everything of covering Avatar: The Last Airbender? No. A little out of our wheelhouse. We probably wouldn't have enough smart things to say about it. Not that we have that many smart things anyway, but I'm not sure that we would be the best choice to do an Avatar show. Yeah. You're welcome, Ryan, for sharing the process. Yeah, it's pretty simple. As I've pointed out before, and as I'll point out in some video that I put out eventually, this box back here with all the doohickeys and lights and whatnot, like, we have spent quite a bit of money on the equipment because that way the editing process that I just went through with you is a breeze because we don't have to do much audio treatment, if any at all, and very little audio editing, and it's thanks to the equipment. So we spend money to save time. Anyway, Cosmere, you think we're selling ourselves an Avatar short? Maybe. You guys are nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's nice of you to say. Yeah, if we could, if this were our full-time job, if this were, even if it was just my full-time job and I was able to bring everybody else in as volunteers or whatever, if this were my full-time job, there would be a lot more content consumption and thus content creation. But I just don't have the time to go through everything. So Blue Team did Skyward last year, and I never had a chance to read it. We were so busy with other stuff that now I finally have a little bit of time, and I'm finally reading Skyward, half listening and half reading. And so, yeah, I'm trying to get caught up on that one before the Starsight release. Anyway. Oh, cool, Josh. You put an 8-minute video in the Week's channel on Discord about Lightbringer. Excellent. So, Diego, did any of you get Disney Plus? Have you watched The Mandalorian? I have. I'm just a little bit reluctant to talk about it for fear of spoilers. I know Megan hasn't seen it unless you watched it last night. So I don't want to talk about it yet because I do want to give people enough of a chance to catch up on that one. Okay. Josh, are you going to the Star site release? Yes. It is my plan. Oh, whoops. It is my plan to go to the Star site release. And so I know Drew's going to be there, and Dusty Wheel's going to be there. Yeah, it would. Of course, I'm planning to go. It's Brandon Sanderson release. He lives an hour away. It just makes sense. So yes, I plan to be there. Oh, Megan, you just finished The Mandalorian 5 minutes ago. We can talk about it. No, I just for anybody else, I'll hold off. Oh, good, Josh. Yeah, find me. I'll try to remember to wear my Legendarium shirt, so you can come find me. Although now that I've been doing all this live stream, maybe you can just recognize me. The only time in my entire life, the only time I've been recognized, I can't remember if I've already told this story, was at the Oathbringer release. And I took a phone call. It was like after Brandon's speech, and everybody was kind of just sitting around waiting for their turn for the signing. And I took a phone call and was just chatting with whoever it was, my mom, my sister, whoever. And the person in front of me turned around and said, are you Craig from the Legendarium? And I was like, yeah. So and they recognized my voice. So yeah, that's literally the only time and it's not just the Legendarium. I've got my 9 to 5. I have a YouTube channel that now has like 60,000 subscribers, and nobody recognizes me from that. I'll tell you that. Even people in my own company are like, "Oh, who are you? What do you do?" So it's funny. Okay. All right, so I'm going to start wrapping this up, but I will spend the last couple of minutes talking about The Mandalorian. So if you haven't seen it and you care about spoilers, head out now or mute it or whatever. But we can talk a little bit about why is there something on my shirt? We can talk a little bit about The Mandalorian. And is it okay to say hi if we ever see you in public? Of course it is. I don't know when you would ever see me in public. I'm rarely in public. But yes, you can. I'm going to start wrapping. What? Oh, wrapping this up. Yes. Too clever by half. Okay. What was that? Oh yeah, Mandalorian. Sorry, a couple minutes on The Mandalorian. I am enjoying it quite a lot. I kind of intentionally did not partake of any of the coverage leading up to it. I watched the trailers, but I didn't go read all of the interviews that Jon Favreau did or whoever else. I didn't get into all that because I kind of wanted to go in fresh. And thank you, Tongue Rot. Yep, get out of here. So. And these won't be major spoilers. These will be pretty minor spoilers. Don't worry about that. With The Mandalorian, it pulled the rug out from under me twice, and I really liked it the first time. I'm not totally sure about the second time, but I'm willing to let it I'm willing to let it play out and see how it goes. So here's what I mean. Because I didn't partake in any of the pre-release coverage, I wasn't sure what to expect as far as what kind of show this was going to be. And so my assumption, it felt like a pretty safe assumption at the time, was that this would be a Disney-fied Star Wars movie, basically in serialized form. And so, much like Force Awakens or Last Jedi or Solo or something, action, explosions, and, chases and all that stuff. Michael Bay does Star Wars. And so that's kind of what I was expecting, was something along those lines. Big, epic, huge space battles and all that. And that's obviously not what we got. So the first time the rug was pulled out from under me, 5 or 10 minutes into the first episode, I was like, oh, okay. So they're going for this Western thing, right down to the score. I love the score. I can't remember. I think it's an Icelandic person. I can't remember if it's a man or a woman even, but who does the music. And I love the music, and it reminds me actually a ton of Conan the Barbarian, if you remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger version of that. So I really, really like the music. I like the feel of the show. It took me a second to figure out what they were doing, but once I did, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm into that. It's quiet, it's slow, it's like each episode so far is like a really quick little vignette, right? And I like that. And so I was on board with this. We're telling a smaller story. It's no longer about the Jedi and the Skywalkers and the Empire and the kind of the giant civilizational clash and all of that stuff. Let's keep it small. Let's keep it simple. And then at the very end of the first episode, so again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, at the very end of the first episode, he ends up finding a little baby whatever Yoda was, right? So Yoda's species was never, it was always mysterious, right? And so he finds a little whatever Yoda was. It's probably going to end up being like a Yoda clone or something like that. But anyway, so that was the second thing, is like I thought, okay, we're getting this really narrow focused, not galaxy spanning story. And then that was kind of the rug got pulled out there, and they're like, nope, psych. This is, it's just like everything else in Star Wars, just with an interesting soundtrack. So that being said, the second episode was again very into the spaghetti western type of show, and I really enjoyed it. I'm a little bit nervous with the whole Yoda thing, and with what's his name? What's his name? It's getting late, you guys. The German director who was in the first episode. Somebody remind me of his name. Anyway, so now I'm just nervous that it's gonna like really blow up and it's gonna become this whole thing, and then eventually there will be like it's like, oh well, I'm Han Solo's bastard son from his relationship with this other smuggler or something, and it's going to tie back into everything else. And I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't go too far down that road. That's my only reticence. But as far as just like episode for episode, I am really enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. Werner Herzog, thank you very much. I don't know why I couldn't pull that up. I've been live streaming for almost 100 minutes. That's why. Okay, so I am going to call it there. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for your suggestions on video content. And thank you for 1,000 subs. It kind of makes me think, we got 1,000 subscribers mostly because we are a podcast, and we sometimes put out that podcast stuff on YouTube, but we haven't done anything to deserve 1,000 subscribers yet. So I'm kind of thinking that that's where we should maybe put some focus now, is on deserving this stuff. So anyway, so I'll see what I can do. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and I'll see you on Discord or wherever. If you start a Goodreads thing, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to help, and occasionally jump in there and chat with you guys. All right, I will talk to you later.